and good morning, everybody. I do not have a plan for today, really, but I figured I would do a little morning stream. It's not exactly morning. It's almost noon where I'm at, but it is a morning-ish stream because I'm going to be working this afternoon, and this is, I get 2 days off after this, so I don't know exactly which instruments I'm going to be using. I did bring out the field just in case the moment seems right for that. I'm also happy to do Q&A type stuff if anybody's interested in that. But for now, I think I'll just start messing around and preparing my project. Making sure I got the KO2 going straight into the XY. I want to make sure that is on and all that stuff. That's fun. Okay, so let's see. Where do we actually want to start today? Why don't we actually get the atmosphere sort of right first? Not right, but make that the interesting part. So I suppose I'll be able to do that by, let me turn off Audition actually for right now. And while I'm at it, let me also turn off, the metronome. Let's make it set it's only on the count-in. Cool. So for this, let's see, what do we want to do? Yeah, let's, we can keep it at the delay. Maybe I'll go up an octave. That's pretty cool. Oh, I'm right at the limit. That's why it's repeating. So I'll go down an octave. Maybe I will just go lower. My initial plan was to do drums on the KO2, so this is kind of goofy for me to be doing, but whatever. Let's at least enable some effect sets here. So it also goes into the XY's effects. We could also, if we wanted to, make this a little... Actually, let's just use the fader for that. Let's make the attack a little softer. Yeah, okay, that's just noodling around, and I guess that's fine. I feel a weird pressure to be like, I know exactly what I'm doing, and I totally do not, which I suppose is hopefully part of the appeal of the channel. Oh yeah, before I go on, let's move up the master, and then the gains and stuff here. Add a little bit of compression. And actually, while I'm here, let's go ahead and just reset the attack fader. Let's do this in a different key, just because why not? I feel like, in the same C minor key, even if I'm playing on a keyboard or whatever. What would be a good challenge for myself? E flat minor? I guess. I mean, I don't know. It's not going to be hard until I go here, and then I'm like, wait, what key was I in? And then it'll be hard just because I made it difficult for myself. Anyway, how's everyone's morning going? Oh, that works. The only problem is now I actually have to, you know, make that happen. Maybe I'll just do a kind of slow tempo. And then I guess I will try to remember the chords when I'm able to. Oh, I didn't mean to quantize it. Here, I'm actually going to undo that. Oh, well, I guess I'll just move to the next one. But let's turn quantization off. Not because I think I'm going to nail it, but just because it might give this a little bit more character or whatever, I don't know. Whatever is a good euphemism for playing bad. Oh, I could do something interesting with this. So what I'm actually going to do then in this case is that'll still be my chord progression, but the way I'm going to unite these two is that I'm going to make it so that this is sending out to MIDI channel, let's do 7. So this now should be also, oh, because the MIDI is not going out there. Let's fix that. Sorry, OP Onefield, you are just a decoration right now. How insulting, am I right? All right, let's go out. Goes to the MIDI in on the XY. Now we should be able to do this. He says so optimistically. So optimistically. Says notes are supposed to be allowed in. Oh, maybe it's just... Let's make it something more obvious. Well, I don't know how long I want to mess with this, but I am a little bit confused. Maybe I'll just try turning it off and on. The only problem is I also have to remember to re-enable that. Oh, what? Oh, we have a MIDI loop going on. That makes sense. So what I'll do then is I will make it so that... Oh, I know what's going on. Let's turn off MIDI through. That's the issue. Hey, thanks. I appreciate the comment. So now we are hearing channel 7 as well, or track 7 here. So this is interesting because I think that I can also, let's go ahead and make this, can we just make it a pad? And let's link this, turn off the metronome. Yo. And yeah, let me know if you want this sample. I don't know exactly where to store it. I've like spread myself too thin. I've got some stuff I've shared through Google Drive. I started to make a website, kind of gave up on that. Started to make a Gumroad, kind of gave up on that. But I'm happy to just share this sample, you know, and you can use it however. But also you could just sample it from here. I'll just play it. Oh, but it's got all the other crap on, doesn't it? I'll just share the WAV file at some point. But basically, this is just a layered piano and mandolin. So that really harsh attack is the mandolin, and then the piano is like the sort of out of tune thing in the background there. And the cool thing that I love about this sample is that it works really well at a lot of different pitches. It also works, yeah, and as you can hear, it works at some of the higher pitches pretty well. Sorry about that. Sometimes forget that people are watching and I'm not just rambling to myself. Oh, hey Tobias! Wow, thanks for tuning in. But yeah, put together a project and you'll share it. I'll have to do that at some point. This could also have some interesting possibilities. Can I move this forward? How do I do that again? Wasn't expecting to turn this into something kind of ambient, but I'm going to roll with this for now at least. Yeah, let me just roll with this then. Those weren't the right notes. Well, that was fun. Let's mess with this a bit more, bring it back to where it was. Did I do something different? I feel like I did something different, but that's fine. crap. Forgot I still had the, whatchamacallit on the recording on. Let's see if we can make this even more interesting. Let's make a new scene here. And, oops, was I at the right? I was not in the right spot. And over here, I'm going to replace this instrument with something somebody shared with me recently. Or shared publicly, I guess. Chi is their name. Let me find the... She shared that piano. And a couple other interesting... Oh, xylophone. Yeah, that sounds so good. Thanks, Chi. Shout out. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to stop those drums immediately. Oh yeah, that's way too much overlap, so let's mess with this a bit more. What would be a good... Do I have any actual good ones here? Maybe. Oh, let's go real weird with this. This is probably going to overload it, whatever. Yeah, let's just use this. The only thing that I'm tempted to do is make it so it does loop the middle part of each note. Wish I could apply that to all of them at once, but... why was it not doing what I was asking? Whatever. Okay, so we're going to ignore that then. You know, I don't even know what I want to do with this one now. I think that that's a super pretty melody, but now I'm kind of like, okay, well, then what, you know? Maybe we could change some of these parameters here. Okay, what are these chords? Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing now. Alright, so I'm actually going to put it into quantized timing mode, not because I'm going to correct or quantize anything, but just because I want it to show me the chords on each step here. Okay, so this is going to be, let's see, the third, so that's going to be something with an F sharp major actually, won't it? Huh. Okay, so that's going to be an F sharp major. But we're starting off with that. Yeah, we're starting off, why is that highlight? I don't know. But we're supposed to be starting off with basically a 7th or 9th chord of E flat minor. So, sorry, I'm just thinking out loud right now. So I'm going to have to go from E flat to whatever it was. E flat to F sharp. And in this case, the center actually kind of turns into B flat before we land back on the 1. Or maybe does it not start on the 1? Am I being Yeah, it does. Okay. So let's give this a try. Let's just why not keep it simple? Let's just try to make this 4 bars and let's just step program them in. What did I say? E flat. Oh, geez. Did I say F sharp? What a guitar player. Like, I'm just like, oh, is it an accidental? Then it has to be sharp unless I already knew that it was a flat. So I guess it's a G flat right here. And then, gosh, I think it goes straight to B flat and then back to C, right? Interesting. Let's see how this goes. Oof. Alright, let's do a different bass sound then. If it's going to be like that, jeez. Okay, now that we've got some bass going, let's take some of the lows out of these. And maybe we can even increase this by an octave. So let's see, what would that be? Let's have that. Whatever. remembered. I have the timing set to quantize at 1. Oh man, what a bummer. That's funny. Not a big deal. We can recover, maybe. Sup, all the eats. That's fun. Huh. I honestly am like, well, I don't know if I really want to go anywhere else from that. That was a fun one to make. I guess I could make a second one. Because how long have I mean, oh yeah. Whoa, we're 30 minutes in. Usually this is when I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just finding something I like. And this is something I like. I just legitimately do not feel like going anywhere with it right now. Which, whatever. I'll just say this is unnamed for now. Move on to this one. Let's just make a second one. Let's make a new unnamed project. I know that's a sudden shift. I just realized I was very bored and about to turn off the camera, so I was like, well, might as well just see what else pops up, if anything. So maybe we'll do something based off of samples or something like that. Let's use the cats. Why not? You know. Sorry if anybody has cats at home right now. Let's find, okay. I think I'm going to use this as like a kind of break thing, but I'm going to try to conceal it for now. So for now, this will be muted. No, it won't. Let's just actually do the whole sound now. Let's just figure out how we want to deal with my sweet, sweet cat's extremely scary sounding scream. The siren in the background adds extra ambiance. That's her happy. By the way. She's carrying her favorite toy in this sound. And I just wanted to keep that because, let's just try to bring it to that one last scream. Yeah, there we go. Oh, sweet girl. And you can even hear sirens in the back, and like I said, so it's such a funny accidental one. Do I prefer making music like this over using a DAW? Uh, the best comparison I can make, and I've sketched out so many videos on this type of thing, but for some reason I can never get myself to actually make an opinion video. I would say that I prefer making music like this when I feel sort of like, oh my goodness, this whole time the mic was feeding into there. How awful. Not awful, just goofy. So I view this as akin to like playing guitar on the couch and just sort of going through scales, playing different chords, different patterns, seeing what sort of sounds good. And in that case, I really do prefer using groove boxes and like drum machines and sequencers over using a DAW every time. But if I'm trying to do something specific, or if I'm trying to, like, I recently helped a friend out by mixing his album, and yeah, for that whole project, I definitely was entirely using a DAW. And if I were to, I'm working on a couple of my own songs, and right now what I'm doing basically is tracking these out and into the DAW, and then I'm mixing them there. And we'll see how that all turns out, but I think DAWs are just like, you can't beat them in terms of what they're able to do, in terms of cost, in terms of almost everything. But I will say that if I'm wanting to sit down and have fun right now, I used to be able to do that in DAWs, and then it got very, very old, and then COVID hit, and it somehow got even older to do that, and felt even less fun, and that's when I switched to more hardware stuff. So I'm getting back to like music is fun in DAWs, but at this point, like, I don't know. I don't use many of those tools because, yeah, I'll program the drums on one of these and I'll just track it onto there. So that, yeah, hope that answers your question there. I guess the advantage is fun. I don't know if I really want to make another song right now. That might be it for now. Maybe I'll go play video games or something like that. But I'm down to answer some questions if anybody has questions before I head out. I do see one here, though. Would you say there can be an advantage with an analog hardware sound still even today? I'm no expert in this. I am super unqualified to answer that, to be honest. I personally am of the opinion that no. Hey, thanks for tuning in. I personally am of the opinion that like most sounds are going to be processed at some point in the mix anyway, right? Like unless you're doing some very specific thing where that synth, that analog synth is going straight into like the speakers or something like that. My perspective is kind of like, well, if I'm going to modify this anyway, and we're talking about the difference between like, oh, like analog or like a digital machine really, really, really trying to mimic analog, I'm not going to be able to hear the difference. It's going to be lost in the mix anyway. I don't know. I definitely, I'm just a bedroom musician, so this isn't like a pro's opinion or anything, but like, especially as a bedroom musician, that's my perspective, where it's like, do I record vocals perfectly? Absolutely not. They're just in my bedroom, but that's like what I have, right? And if I'm going to mix it anyway, who cares if I were to get like a way better setup and do all this sound treatment if I might just like drench it in distortion and reverb anyway. So that's like my perspective, which is kind of a, if you like it, enjoy it. But also, yeah, I also want to emphasize, like, I think there's no reason to be like, oh, I must use the best tools all the time. It's like, use what you want to use, right? Like, I started off on the diatonic 10-hole harmonica. That's a super limited instrument. And the analogy I would make is that, like, I didn't start with guitar because I didn't want to play guitar. I wanted to play diatonic harmonica. And it's just, like, by definition, a way, 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 way more limited instrument. But I guess I'm just having a hard time putting this simply. It's more like, I just think use the tools to make art that inspire you to make the art, even if it's not the best it could be or whatever. I don't know. That's my perspective, at least. Like I sometimes get all caught up in like, oh no, my low end is muddy, and yeah, that's worth fixing and checking out. But then I also remember like a lot of my favorite songs growing up were recorded on like a broken tape recorder in a garage. Let's see. Just a day or so ahead of receiving the XY. To use loops, say full bar loops, we need to get the BPM right. There's no equivalent to the Electron repitch machine, I assume. I'm not familiar with the Electron repitch machine, but I'm assuming it like matches. I'm assuming that it like repitches appropriately when you time stretch. And no, there is nothing that like that on here. You have to, yeah, you can just repitch for time stretching. The KO2 does have some functionality for that, but it's pretty like limited and sort of intentionally gnarly, sort of lo-fi. That's the term I'm looking for. Okay, you know, I think I'm going to go ahead and head out. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me for a bit. This is like become a pretty fun part of my day. I do have Tuesday and Wednesday off of work, so I'm not sure if I'll be streaming or not then. But thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time. And at some point, I really should schedule one of these with more than like 30 minutes of notice at most. Maybe a regular time of day would be a good way to go. All right, have a good day, everybody.